Hey there. I've been really fascinated by the rich and diverse culture of South Africa lately. There's just so much to learn about it. Have you ever been interested in exploring different cultures?
Absolutely. South Africa's culture is incredibly diverse and unique. It's amazing how it's influenced by various ethnic groups, languages, and traditions. The country has such a colorful history, and its cultural heritage is truly captivating. What specific aspects of South African culture are you interested in exploring?
Well, I'm particularly interested in the languages spoken in South Africa. I heard there are 11 official languages, which is quite impressive. I'm curious about how these languages contribute to the country's cultural identity and unity among its people.
Yes, you're right. South Africa is indeed a linguistic melting pot. The 11 official languages, including Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, and English, reflect the diverse ethnic groups residing in the country. Each language has its unique heritage and plays a significant role in preserving cultural traditions. The multilingualism also promotes tolerance and understanding among different communities, fostering a sense of unity despite the cultural diversity.
It's fascinating how languages can serve as a bridge between different cultures. I'm also curious about the traditional music and dance forms in South Africa. I've heard about genres like Kwaito and Maskandi. Do these musical styles play a role in South African society today?
Absolutely. Traditional music and dance are integral parts of South African culture. Kwaito, a genre that originated in the townships of Johannesburg in the 1990s, combines elements of hip-hop, house, and traditional African music. It's not just music. It's a lifestyle that reflects the urban youth culture. Maskandi, on the other hand, is a Zulu folk music style that has deep historical roots. It's characterized by its distinctive guitar-driven sound and storytelling lyrics, often addressing social and political issues. Both Kwaito and Maskandi, along with various other traditional music forms, continue to be celebrated and performed across the country, connecting people to their cultural heritage.
That's wonderful to hear how these music genres are keeping the cultural traditions alive. I've also read about South Africa's art scene, which seems incredibly vibrant. From contemporary artists to traditional crafts, there seems to be a lot of creativity flowing through the country. How has the art scene evolved over the years?
South Africa's art scene has indeed flourished over the years, blending traditional craftsmanship with contemporary styles. The country has produced globally renowned artists like William Kentridge and Marlene Dumas, whose works often reflect the nation's complex history and diverse society. In addition to visual arts, South Africa has a thriving theater and literature scene. The country's playwrights, such as Ethel Fugard, have gained international acclaim for their powerful narratives addressing social and political issues. Traditional crafts, like beadwork and pottery, also continue to be an essential part of South African art, showcasing the creativity and skills of local artisans.
It's amazing how art can be a powerful medium for expressing societal issues and preserving cultural heritage. Shifting gears a bit, I'm also curious about South Africa's culinary traditions. I've heard about dishes like bobati and bunny chow. How do these traditional foods reflect the country's diverse culture?
South African cuisine is incredibly diverse, reflecting the multicultural heritage of the nation. Bobati, for instance, is a savory dish with Malay origins, consisting of spiced minced meat baked with an egg-based topping. It showcases the influence of Indonesian and Dutch culinary traditions. Bunny chow, on the other hand, is a uniquely South African fast food, originating from the Indian community in Durban. It consists of a hollowed-out loaf of bread filled with curry, embodying the fusion of Indian and South African flavors. Additionally, the country's love for barbecues, known as braai, is a significant culinary tradition, bringing people together to enjoy grilled meats and socialize. South African cuisine's diversity mirrors the nation's multicultural society, celebrating various flavors and culinary techniques.
The culinary scene sounds incredibly delicious and diverse. I'm also interested in South Africa's traditional ceremonies and rituals. I've read about ceremonies like the Umhlanga dance and the rituals of the San people. These seem to be deeply rooted in the country's cultural fabric. Can you shed some light on these ceremonies and rituals?
Certainly. The Umhlanga dance, also known as the Swazi Reed dance, is an annual event in Swaziland and some parts of South Africa where young women gather to celebrate their virginity and showcase their cultural pride. Participants wear traditional attire and dance in unison, creating a spectacular display of unity and tradition. It's a ceremony that emphasizes the importance of purity and respect for women in Swazi and Zulu cultures. As for the San people, they are one of the oldest indigenous communities in South Africa, with a rich cultural heritage. Their rituals often involve trance dancing and shamanistic practices, connecting them with the spiritual realm. These rituals are essential for their cultural identity and belief systems, emphasizing harmony with nature and the spiritual significance of the land they inhabit. These ceremonies and rituals not only preserve cultural traditions, but also serve as a means of passing down ancestral knowledge from one generation to another, ensuring the continuity of South Africa's diverse cultural heritage.
It's incredible how these ceremonies and rituals are deeply ingrained in the cultural identity of South Africa. Speaking of identity, I've also heard about South Africa's struggle for freedom and equality during the apartheid era. It's inspiring to see how the country has progressed since then. How has this historical struggle shaped the cultural landscape of modern South Africa?
The struggle against apartheid has profoundly influenced the cultural and social fabric of modern South Africa. The end of apartheid in 1994 marked a significant turning point in the country's history, leading to the establishment of a democratic and multiracial society. This period of transition, known as the Rainbow Nation, embraced the diversity of South Africa's cultures, languages, and traditions. The anti-apartheid struggle gave rise to powerful forms of artistic expression, with musicians, writers, and visual artists playing a crucial role in raising awareness about the injustices of apartheid. Icons like Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and Miriam Makeba became symbols of hope and resilience, inspiring generations to come. Moreover, the post-apartheid era saw a renewed emphasis on cultural heritage and education. Efforts were made to preserve indigenous languages, traditions, and historical sites, ensuring that the rich cultural tapestry of South Africa was not lost. Today, South Africa's cultural landscape reflects the spirit of resilience, unity, and reconciliation, as the nation continues to heal and move forward, embracing its diverse heritage.
It's truly inspiring to see how South Africa has overcome such significant challenges and emerged as a vibrant and diverse nation. The resilience and determination of its people are truly remarkable. I've thoroughly enjoyed learning about the multifaceted culture of South Africa, from its languages and arts to its culinary traditions and ceremonies. Thank you for sharing your insights and knowledge. Is there anything else you'd like to add about South Africa's culture before we wrap up our discussion?
I'm glad you found our discussion enlightening. One last thing I'd like to emphasize is the spirit